Welcome to today's advanced ab class. My name is Kayla Brugger. We're going to be doing a lot of balancing on our bottom and pulling our knees up into a tabletop position from seated. So we're going to be needing a lot of hip mobility today and a lot of movement from our spine, as well as when we go into some teaser work. So we're going to be doing a warm-up that's going to open up our hip and deepen our hip flexion today, and as well as just preparing our abdominals for our ab blast circuit. Go ahead and turn so you're facing the front edge of your mat. I want you to start with your hands on the backs of your knees here. Feet are just going to start hip width distance apart. You're right up on your sits bones, nice and tall, with a big breath in and a flat back. On your exhale, let's begin to rock back into your back pockets. Your arms will go straight here and your abdominals are going to pull in as you balance on your tailbone. Inhale, rolling back up into flat spine, and then exhale, scooping into your round spine and C-curving as those arms go straight. Inhale to stack nice and tall, and exhale, scooping the abs away from the thighs, creating as much space as you can between your rib cage and your hips without collapsing. Give me two more here. Inhale, rolling up. Exhale, scooping back. Inhale, rolling up. And exhale, scooping back. Now let's hold here. Pull your heels in so just your toes are touching the mat. We should already feel our abdominal muscles engaging as we find balance here and our legs become weightless. Try not to hold your legs up with your arms. Still stay light there. You're gonna pull your right knee up so your shin is parallel with the floor, trying to pull the heel away from the seat. Set the right toes down and bring the left side up. Just alternating, marching here. This is just a seated knee fold position. We're gonna go 6 more. Again, you're noticing how we're enhancing the hip flexion as that knee lifts and the shin comes in line, parallel with the mat. 1 more each side. Good. Now hold the right side in, pull the left side in so you find that balance, and bring your legs together. Let's drop the heels to the seat here, kind of squeezing the backs of the knees into the hands, and then stretch the legs back up again. Finding that balance on your bottom. Bend and extend. Now you can stay right here with those shins parallel with the floor, or you can extend those legs up a little bit longer if you have that mobility in your hamstrings here. 6 and 5. 4. Keep pulling those abs in, staying rounded in your lumbar spine. 2 and 1 more. Bend the knees, set the feet down, and I want you to just kind of hug yourself into a ball here. Maybe do a little rock from your right sits bone to your left sits bone for a moment, just giving a release. Now those hands are on your ankles and shins here. You're actually gonna pull them in, and we're gonna go into rolling like a ball. So as you're hugged in nice and tight, tuck those tummy muscles in, rolling back to roll up. Roll back to roll up. Here's 6. Add the breath, exhale as you come up. 5. 4, try not to change the shape of your ball as you roll back and forth. 3, 2, and 1. Balance and set your feet down again. Take your hands behind you here. I'm gonna have you come back onto your forearms, okay? Creating some space between your ribs and your hips now, but I want you to tuck in like you're doing a little pelvic tilt here. So all of your weight isn't on your seat. You're gonna feel balance more so on your tailbone, and you're gonna feel those lower abdominals engaging. Push the floor away so we're not sinking down into those shoulders. Chin is up off the chest, neck stays nice and long. Again, lift the heels so you start to feel weightless on your feet. You're gonna march in on the right and march in on the left. Now you're intentionally pulling those knees in from your powerhouse, and you're feeling that deeper hip flexion now. As you're pulling in, a little less work on the core, but a little bit more into the hip crease here. So again, we're just trying to prepare these hips for the movement that is going to come in our 3 movement ab blast circuit. And this is 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now can we pull the right knee up and the left knee up and bring the legs together? Now what I want you to do is pull just the right knee and extend the left leg out. Pull the left knee and extend the right leg out. Beautiful. Pulling in and alternating to change here. So we're starting to feel those lower abs kick on. And this is 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Pull both knees in, and now both legs go out for 5, 4, exhale, 3, exhale, 2, exhale, 1 more, and exhale. Set your feet down. Hopefully we're not too much in the hip flexors, but if you were, take a moment, open and close those knees, just giving a little release into the hip flexors. So this can start to get really hip flexory if we're not using our abdominals correctly. So I want you to implement all of this stuff that we're working on in the warm-up into the sequence. So like I said, we've got 3 movements. Each movement is gonna require us to be seated with our knees bent or our legs straight. So that's why we were doing all of this in the warm-up to prepare here. All right, so meet me up top. The magic number is going to be 8 today of each movement, and we're gonna work towards 2 rounds through together. So start with those hands slightly behind the backs of your knees. I want you to scoot back just like we did in our very first movement. Those arms go straight, the tummy muscles pull in, and then the knees are gonna float up here, holding those legs parallel to the floor. Take your hands now behind your head. You're already gonna feel your abdominal muscles activate here with those hands just going back. Now pull your right knee in, you're gonna exhale, rotate. Inhale back to center, a little pause. Exhale, rotate left, right leg goes straight. Inhale back to center, pause. Exhale, rotate. Inhale back to center, pause. Exhale, rotate. Inhale back to center, pause. Slow and control. The more you lean back, the harder the rotation. Inhale back to center, 1 more each side. Again, that magic number is 8. It was 4 reps each side. We're back to center, pause. Take those hands behind your knees. Take a little break to reset, especially if those hip flexors are starting to chatter. If you need to, completely set your feet down and do that little windshield wiper knee sway here. Windshield wiper is more side to side, so a little bit more like a butterfly, opening and closing those knees to release. So this is an option for you anytime you need it. When you're ready, take those hands back behind your knees. You're back up in parallel position. Take your arms out nice and long. Now let's go ahead and again, pump those legs here like a bicycle motion. At the same time, I'm gonna challenge you to lower back. Balance on your tailbone and then keep those legs bicycling as you come back up. So you should get 3 movements, down and 3 leg movements up. It's super slow and controlled. If you get stuck at the bottom, if you go a little too far, here's the trick to get yourself back up. Grab the backs of those knees, gently pull yourself up as those legs keep moving. We have got 4 more, down and back up. It's tricky rocking over that tailbone, isn't it? Woo! Really feeling that belly starting to fire up here. Last 2. Exhaling to lift. 1 more. Exhaling to lift. And we hold. Oh my goodness. All right, last exercise. Aren't you glad we're only doing 3 movements? I sure am. Extend those legs out. Can you give me a Pilates stance? Heels together. Reach your arms long. Teaser 1. You're gonna go down. Tap the head and roll right back up through the spine. Lower down, tap the head, and we come right back up. This is 6. Work through that imprint on the way up. 5. Squeeze those glutes and inner thighs. 4. 3. 2. Push that breath out to the top. 1, and rest. Oh my gosh, okay. I hope that was as hard for you guys as it was for me. Let's do a little windshield wiper knee sway side to side to release. Okay, just a warning, second set, like I said, we're doing 2 times through, is gonna be so much more challenging than that first one as if it wasn't hard enough. And a lot of times the second set is gonna pull us into our hip flexors a little bit. So just be mindful of that. If you need to lessen your range of motion, lessen your repetition, take those hands behind the knees to get you out of your hip flexors. Please do that because we want to keep the work in our powerhouse, in our core, in our abdominal muscles. Let's go ahead and reset. Hands behind the knees. Whoo, deep breath in. On your exhale, scoop it back. Pull one knee up, shins parallel with the floor. Pull the other knee up. Those tummy muscles draw in. One hand goes behind the head. The other hand goes behind the head. Breath in at center. Breath out to rotate. Inhale, center. Exhale to rotate. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep those elbows wide. Work that rotation from your trunk. This is 3 and 2. And the last one. Inhale back to center. Hands go behind the knees for a little breather here. Just giving it a little rest, but try not to set your feet down. If you absolutely need to, please do that. Now let's go into that bicycle pump where we lower and lift. Arms are hovering. Scissor switch those legs out in that bicycle motion as you go back and you come back up. 6 more. And it's okay if you only get 2 on the way down and 2 on the way up. Last 4, almost there, halfway. Definitely shaking, oh my goodness, feeling the burn. 2 more. Last one. Exhale, meet me at the top. Oh my goodness, knees in. I'm gonna set it down here. Definitely starting to get fatigued. Those hands are gonna go back. I'm gonna do that little butterfly here about 5 times before we finish that last set of teaser 1. I forgot to mention on the first set, but especially on this set as we are getting fatigued towards the end here, if you need to bend your knees in your teaser 1, please do so. Right? Find your set position, scooping back, pull the knees up. So if you're here with your knees bent, beautiful. If we can extend those legs all the way up, a little external rotation so the inner thighs are touching, arms reach out, inhale, roll it back, tap the head, exhale, roll it up. Inhale, send it back, tap the head, exhale to come up. Here's 6, you've got to squeeze those glutes. Find those inner thighs for 5. And that's 4. Beautiful work. 3, 2. Oh my goodness, we're almost there. Last one to the top. Set those feet down. Take those hands back. Woo! Definitely breaking a sweat after that. Rock those knees gently from side to side. I do want to do a little abdominal release here before we wrap up. Good. Releasing those hip flexors. Now go ahead and make your way onto your belly. Just going to do a brief Sphinx stretch here. Hands are going to go underneath your elbows underneath your shoulders. There we go. Eyes forward, chin up, chest up. Kind of feel like you're pulling your sternum through. Pull your shoulders out of your ears. Ooh, oh my goodness. God, you're going to feel those ribs stretch away from the hips. And just hold here for 3 to 5 breaths. Beautiful. Gently come down all the way to your belly so your hands can maneuver under shoulders. Press yourself up to all 4s and come back into a little brief child's pose. A resting stretch here as those arms fully extend out. Knees can be together or out wide. 3 breaths. Next inhale, rise through tabletop, and go ahead and take a seat. Great job, everybody. That's a wrap. Advanced abs today. Great work. Super, super strong through the core. Again, don't be too hard on yourself. If you are feeling your hip flexors, it's gonna happen, but as you get stronger and you continue to practice this workout a couple more times, trust me, it's gonna get easier. I'll see you in the next workout.